I'm getting older, I look older, my kids are getting older. I feel like everything's getting older because I'm getting older. I'm getting there. Um, you know that saying where it says, today is the youngest that you'll ever be, and today is the best day that it will be, just because you don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after. But the saying that says, today is the youngest that you'll ever be has never resonated more with me than right now in this present time. The key takeaway that you'll be getting from this video is that this method of applying foundation onto your skin has been a life-changing method that I recently discovered. I've never been a person who had like a morning routine, who would put them, their face together, put on their makeup, and do all of that in the morning, just because I've always slept really late and then get up late. Because I'm not a morning person, I'm like a night owl. I do things at night, and I just never can wake up early in the morning. So when I discovered this method of applying foundation using the scalpel method, even though it is more time consuming and there is a learning curve to it, even after the first application, which you see in this video here, it really changes things in the way that you look at applying the foundation onto your skin tone or onto your face. It evens out your skin tone in a way where it makes everything very, very smooth and less blotchy. Other than making, the skin look even, it's the fact that the foundation goes on very thin. It's like a very, very thin layer where it literally feels like it's a second skin. In the past, I've saved so many things waiting for that special occasion, waiting for a special time to use it because it might get used up or because it's expensive and things like that. I still have a Maybelline foundation from like 10 years ago. I haven't used it since 10 years ago, but I just saved it because, I just didn't like throwing things away. And I never used it. Just kept it under my bathroom sink just in case. When I bought this Charlotte Tillbury foundation, I heard a great deal of good things about it. And also it was on sale for 50% off at Sephora at the time. Now that I'm approaching a very big milestone in my life in terms of age, I just feel like I'm going to take everything out that I have and I'm just going to use it all. A little bit by a little bit. Because I don't know when that next special occasion is going to come. Now that I'm approaching 40, I think all of my friends have been with their partners for a very long time. They already have kids or have had their weddings already, so I don't think I'll be going to many more weddings. But if there are weddings, we love to be able to come if we can. In saying that, I'm not going to hold things for special occasions anymore. I'm just going to use what I have and try to look my best every single day. Instead of doing a full routine, which I'm not really good at, I'm just going to put 10 minutes into my skin in the morning, into my foundation. I want to look put together. I want to look like I looked at myself before getting out of the house when I'm dropping off my kids. I don't know how some people do it. They look so amazing and so put together every morning. Like their face looks beautiful, skin is well dressed. Clothing has not really been a big part of my life in terms of, how I look, or makeup and things like that. But I think it's that age thing where as you're getting older, and also social media, you're getting so much thrown at you in terms of, especially when you're female, you're always looking at pictures of other moms or other women. And, I take it as an inspiration of how I can be, but you know, sometimes it's not always the easiest. I'm going to keep trying to practice with this method, but to cut down my time, so hopefully finish my face in like 2 to 3 minutes. But I really like it. To conclude this video, if you are someone who wears makeup, whether you're using liquid foundation or even CC cushions or cushions, you can use this method because it'll blend everything out, because you're using like entire like scalpel stick versus like like a brush. And because the way that it applies and you're able to really spread it out, you're not using much foundations at all. So I was able to use like a little bit over a pump for my entire face and my neck. I would usually not put foundation on my neck just because I thought it would waste a lot of foundation, and then I didn't really care about my neck. But when you're using this method, you end up saving a lot of foundation, because if you're using a brush or a beauty blender, by this time there's really not that much foundation anymore because it goes into your beauty blender or the brush. But this one, you're saving a foundation and it makes everything looks very, very even. However, I'm assuming if you have texture skin, it might, like a lot of texture, it might be a little bit harder, but I'm not sure because my skin is alright. But yeah, as you can see here, I was making sure to look at the camera really closely so you can see how my skin is using this foundation up close. Next time I also will have to prep my skin more with more moisturizer before applying foundation and before applying sunscreen, just so it has something to grip onto to hopefully make it slide more. So the main issue that I had when trying this method on was that I think since this was my first time, I was only supposed to put foundation on one side of the scalpel, and I didn't really do that the first time. And then the other thing is the foundation, I'm not sure what's the foundation or me or maybe the sunscreen that I was using, but once I placed it on, it was really hard to like spread it out like jam. Like the foundation was not spreading, so it took a lot of like work, quote unquote work, to get it to spread all over my face. And then I didn't have a blender, so I was using my fingers to blend out my skin. But overall, as you can see, because of the light thin layer that it went onto my face, it really gives you like kind of like that illusion of glass skin, and light is able to bounce off on it, and it looks more natural because it's so thin on your face.